A-tracks and stuff and all that old stuff.
Right. You spoke touring around the country off of that single as well as with the group. What are some of your best tour memories being so young around that time?
Um, one of them was we was in Chicago on the south side at the amphitheater, and at the time I didn't know who he was, but before we had came on stage, I think they had did like a dedication for a dude named Shorty G. And when he came out on stage, they dropped a big old banner for him, and the whole goddamn amphitheater started throwing up pitchforks and stuff. And it was like, but I'm like, man, who was dude, man? Like he getting more love than us. So they explained, they ran the history down. I know another experience. I was a real big Spice One fan. I was a Spice One head, man, and one time we had a show in Houston, and Spice had came to it, and he had my shirt on. I was like, damn, that's dope, man.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah.
So, when that album finally came out, what do you remember most about the reaction, the reviews in magazines? What was everybody saying when Too Low finally dropped?
Like I say, man, it all goes back to the age that I was. So at 12 and 13, it was like I wasn't really up on the magazine articles and the reviews and all that old stuff. But so like all my knowledge that I came from the reaction was like when we hit different states and we backstage with the G's and they giving me my card, and I bump into people and they giving me my card. So like I told you, all the reaction and all the reviews that I'm really realizing from then, I'm really just seeing now.
Right, right.
Yeah,
No social media back then, so you couldn't
no,
really
no, so yeah,
exactly. Do you feel like Rap a Lot promoted that album to the best of their capability?
yeah, for sure. Got to think, Jay Prince is a businessman. He ain't gonna put no money behind nothing or into nothing, and he ain't gonna try to get his full investment out of it.
Right.
So yeah, so
They only promoted like one single. Do you feel like the album should have been, promoted a little better with as far as putting out more singles?
well, the reason behind that is because like about the third or fourth month of my album being out, we had a dude that slithered his way in, got a hold of my contracts, and took him to some big old law firm, and had put in a lawsuit for me.
Uh,
So when the lawsuit had took place, they fell back on the pushing of the album and all that old stuff. So all that had got resolved. So
okay. Can you talk about that problem? What initially was the lawsuit about, and Jay Prince's reaction to you know all of that?
it was a dude hanging out at the studio that like the one that I used to call like the boot camp.
Hmm.
And he had pulled me to the side one day and he was like explaining to me people that he was managing and stuff, and was like, I got a hold of your contract and I can get you a better deal and all that other stuff. So being so young and naive, I'm still 12, like 12, 13. So I'm like, he here at the Rap A Lot Studios, so maybe he is, righteous. So I'm like, all right, if you can do that, then do it. So once he took off and put it in the court process and all that old stuff, you know, Face called me up, Big Chief called me up and like, man, what's going on? I'm like, gee, I don't know. Dude saying he can give me a better deal or something. So so once it dawned on me, like what was going on, like after the first or second court appearance, I'm like, I don't have no problem with my family, man. These my brothers, man. Like they raised me and put me in the game, man. So when I started peeping dude and what he was about, it was like I just told the lawyers, man, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go through with that shit, man. It's my people, man. Like, fuck that shit.